Hello kids! Today we wanted to talk about something called pressure. What do you think pressure means? Pressure is how much something is pushing down on something else. You can think of it like adding a big weight on top of something. Like, another example is squeezing. Like if I take this ball and I squeeze it, I'm adding pressure to it. Pressure is a very important idea in the Bible. We're told in Acts that through many tribulations you shall enter the kingdom of God. Tribulations is a big word. Do you know what tribulations mean? It simply means pressure. It's when you're putting pressure on something. So through much tribulation, or through much pressure, we will enter the kingdom of God. Okay, we have a little activity that you can do with an adult to illustrate what it's like to be squeezed. Now you can do this at home on a stove, but you need to have an adult do this for you. So let's pretend that this can is me or you. And we're going to see what pressure does to this can. We're going to put a little bit of water in the can, just like us. God fills us with the water of the Word. And then you're going to put the can on the stove to heat up. Now you want the can to heat up until the water boils. So do we literally get squeezed and squashed? No. It's not actually being squeezed, but sometimes it can feel like we're being squeezed. Do you remember our last lesson when we talked about trials? How God puts us through trials to help shape us and form us? Trials are those difficult times or hard things that we have to go through so we can learn to trust in God more. That's what the pressure is that we feel. When we're going through those trials, it can sometimes feel like we're under a lot of weight and pressure that's making us feel very heavy and squeezed. Okay, you know the water is boiling inside the cans when you see a bunch of steam coming out. Take the can and turn it upside down in the ice water. What happened is as the air inside the can cooled down, then the air on the outside created pressure and squeezed the can. Okay, do you want to see if we can do that again? Now, I'm not squeezing it with the tongs, I'm just barely holding it. And one more time. Ready? Now see, wasn't that cool? This is what pressure does. Pressure squeezes things tighter. So when we are under pressure, it changes who we are. And God does this to change us into something very beautiful. Pressure and heat can change things into something amazing. So deep down in the earth, minerals and rocks get squeezed under intense pressure and intense heat, and they turn into something different, much more beautiful and valuable, like a diamond or some other beautiful gem. And when God's working with us and He puts us under the heat of trials or pressure, He's changing us into something very beautiful, like a diamond or a gem. Now God tells us in Zechariah chapter 9, He says, "The Lord their God will save His people on that day, as a shepherd saves his flock. They will sparkle in His land like jewels in a crown." So, remember, when you're under intense pressure or you're feeling like something is squeezing you, that is God working with you to change you and me into something much more beautiful so we can be amazing jewels in His crown.